Hello everyone, before we begin, this is a list of the paints that I used. The only paint not on there is Imperial Fist contrast paint, because I forgot it. So this week I am painting the normal Battle Sisters for my Retributor squad. They do all have the same type of weapon. I have 3 boxes of these total, so I will be painting the others at some point, but I probably won't do a video on that. It's going to be pretty much the same. So the way that I paint my Battle Sisters, it's pretty much the same every time. I prime them in White Scar. That way everything is the same shade of white. And then for the armor, what I like to do to shade them is I dilute really heavily some grey paint with some water. It's not quite to the point of being like a shade or anything, but it is very thin. It just means that it gets into like the little nooks and crannies a lot easier without me necessarily needing to like have a thin enough brush to get in there, because you just kind of like let it drop in, if that makes sense. One thing I do as well is before I put my models on bases, I paint the red part of the lower robes, because otherwise I will get red paint everywhere all over the base that I have so lovingly prepared. So in this video you see me starting out literally painting the black robes for my Battle Sister. That is honestly kind of time consuming with these ones because the gun is in the way. I tried to be as clean with it as I possibly could because I didn't want to have to do any cleanup on the white armor. I didn't succeed. I do have to come back in and clean stuff up later. But that's no problem. It's fine. So once I've done the robes, the next part of the armor that I tried to do is the gloves and the like corsetry. So for that, I usually paint it gray. I know for Sacred Rose in most of the artwork, it is sort of like a very pale beige. It looks kind of fleshy on models and I don't like it. Especially on the ones where the corsetry like comes all the way up to the top of the armor. I don't like it, so I have decided to paint all of mine grey instead. And honestly, I think that looks fine. I think it looks nice. I like it. So yeah, the other thing that I did with these models that I've never done before, and it was a pain in the butt, is for one of the sort of pipes or cables coming off the weapon, I did do hazard stripes. So that fucking sucked. I basically just touched up the white paint, contrast painted it with the Imperial Fist that I mentioned earlier, and then I painted the hazard stripes on. They're a bit messy, but they do the job. Also, I think I am getting better at keeping the model in frame, but better does not mean perfect, so sorry about that. So here I am now painting the gun red. For these, I tend to start off with corn red and then I highlight with Mephiston. I used to just go straight in with the lighter red, but I'm gonna be honest, I like the way the darker one looks. I like that it's sort of more purpley and muted, so. Oh, again, we're off camera. I'm getting better at it. Like, I constantly am reminding myself. It's just, especially when there's like tiny bits that I need to do, I try and get like right up close to it, and instead of putting my head in frame, I kind of like bring the model to me. What I probably need is some of those like magnifying glasses or something. So now I'm doing that shading I mentioned. You can kind of see me going back and forth and adding as much water to that grey paint as I can. I don't remember when I first started doing this, but I have decided I like it because I can control the shade that I get. I can pick the color and stuff, so. The places I tend to shade on Sisters models are anywhere that the sort of like butt cape falls. Anywhere that I don't think light would basically be getting. Under the chest, a little bit on the shoulder pads, the under bit of the helmet, and also the little like indents and creases and stuff on the backpacks. Do I think that painting white armor would be easier if I like primed them grey and tried to bring the color up? Probably. But I am lazy and I hate working with white paint. I would much rather start from white and darken it down. I hate working with white paint. It is my least favorite color to paint with. This is the way that I've kind of figured out to get it to work, and this is the way I'm going to stick with, at least for now. And now, it's hazard stripe time. So, oh god, really bad at keeping this in frame, huh? So yeah, start off by painting the entire sort of like tube yellow. Obviously, it is always easier to start with the lighter color and come in later with the darker one, so that's what I did. Make things as easy for myself as possible. Also, I will admit, on the other models in this unit, I got really lazy. and I'm pretty sure the hazard stripes in some places don't go all the way around and are kind of messy, which you might see at the end. And here we go. The final product is basically here. I'm pretty pleased with how these turned out. There's a couple that don't have helmets that need a little bit more shading. But here they are. I think they look quite cute together. And here she is in all her glory. Again, I'm really pleased with how this one turned out. I'm super happy. Am I looking forward to replicating this on like 2 other units of pretty much the same model? No. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will be back roughly same time next week.